Captain America Comics. Can the mighty Captain America be in time to save Bucky from the horror of the feuding Mountaineers? Captain America Contents. Captain America and the Squad of Mystery. Yes, they looked like American soldiers, but beneath the trim uniforms lurked the souls of murderous monsters. Things happen when Captain America and Bucky discover that they're due to be the next victims of the Sinister Squad. Captain America and the Feud Murders. Deep in the heart of the wild, unexplored Tennessee mountains, a burning hatred flamed in the hearts of men. A hatred that could be stilled only by human blood. Follow Captain America and Bucky as they plunge into the deadly midst of a mountain feud. Hurricane, master of speed, in a life at stake. Only Hurricane, the speed master, and Speedy Scriggles, his pal, would dare to defy the master criminal who was determined to take the life of an innocent girl. Father Time battles the scourge of crime. Even the mighty Father Time has cause for worry and dread fear, as his best friend is accused of a crime of which he's innocent, and Father Time's own life is in the deadliest peril. Captain America combats the Symphony of Terror. Terror was instilled into the very hearts of those who were in the darkened opera house when death sang the scale. Captain America and Bucky learn that two can play a doomed duet when they tackle the Opera Fiend. Captain America, the Case of the Squad of Mystery. 13 soldiers or strangers. The uniforms, the weapons, and appearance were American, but were the men? Captain America tries to find out. The officers at Camp Lehigh prepare to select the best of their thoroughly trained squads. Attention to orders. The day will be given over to competitive demonstrations in all types of training. The best squad in the garrison will be chosen when these demonstrations have been completed. First, we will have competition in close order drill. That second squad of your platoon has perfect marching order. Congratulations, Lieutenant. Thank you, sir. Second squad, 1st Platoon, Company B, is judged the best at close order drill. The same squad carries off honors at marksmanship. This squad seems to be shooting splendidly. Sergeant? Yes, sir. The target officer says that each one is a crack rifleman. Steve Rogers and Bucky watch the phenomenal squad capture the bayonet drill test. Look, Steve. They're running away with this drill. This is interesting, Bucky, because that squad was no more than so-so a day ago. At the end of the competition, the visiting general is about to present the award to the squad leader. Sergeant, your squad has won first place in every competition. It is my great pleasure to give you this decoration for efficiency. Thank you, sir. In the name of my squad. Steve, did you see what I saw? Yes. Though the general missed it, I thought that sergeant was going to give the Nazi salute. Later, in Steve and Bucky's tent. Of course, we might be mistaken. These aren't times to make mistakes. That's why Captain America's going to make an investigation. Night. Bugles blow taps. Rest for weary soldiers. But there are 2 soldiers who never rest. Shh. There goes a sentry over there. That squad is quartered just beyond there. Someone else spotted that almost Nazi salute. The commander of the 1st platoon. I'll have it out with those men. Right now. While inside of the huge tent. I guess we showed 'em today. Hey, boys. Why, hello, Lieutenant. You come to congratulate us, I presume? Not exactly. When you were before the general today, you made a strange gesture for a salute. Why? Why, sir, a fly landed on my nose just as I lifted my hand, and... At that moment, a dark figure outside aims a rifle, fires. Captain America and Bucky rush upon the scene. Halt there! Captain America! Now's my chance. You mean, now's my chance. Take it easy, pal. Won't you get tired? I have his gun, Cap. Surrender, or I'll knock you out from between your ears. Who goes there? The sentry, excited, takes Captain America for the culprit and belts him a terrific wallop. Take this, you! Gosh, Captain America, I didn't mean... Come on, Cap, the killer's getting away. There's the visiting general ahead of us. What's all the shooting about? Answer me quick. It happened so suddenly, General. The lieutenant came in to congratulate us, and somebody shot him from behind. Good evening, General. Captain America reporting with valuable evidence. I had my hands on the killer, but he got away. Here's his coat and rifle, though. This is not of American make. So you're Captain America, huh? I always thought you were a bedtime story. This evidence of yours is strange and suspicious. Grab this so-called Captain America, some of you. I want him held for questioning. With pleasure, General. Sorry. I have no time to play, boys. Halt! I command you to halt! Sorry, pal. We're moving too fast to stop now. Oh, he's justified in making sure of any strange volunteer evidence. But I can't wait and explain now. Captain America will have to fight this battle underground. A few moments later, at the quarters of the camp commander, whom he had helped in the past. What the? Captain America? Hello, General. General, I'm trying to catch a killer, and I'm in a jam with your guest who inspected us today. I can't explain fully, sir, but do me a favor. Get Private Steve Rogers transferred into that prize squad. You must know what you're doing, Captain. I'll arrange the transfer. The next morning, 2nd Squad, 1st Platoon, Company A has a new member. Private Steve Rogers reporting for duty. Yes, I have the order transferring you. I don't understand it. We're a crack outfit and don't need outsiders. You may be right, but I'm only obeying orders. See that you continue to obey orders. And the first and foremost order for you to obey is, don't stick your nose into anything that isn't your business. Well, fellows, I'm your new buddy. Steve's new tent mates receive him in frozen silence. Steve overhears a muttered conversation. This new man complicates things, Sergeant. We were set for tonight. I know. We'll have to get him out of the way. I have a plan. Say, Rogers, maybe I was a little harsh a while ago. Forget it. Look, I've a pass from the top sergeant. You can spend the night in town. Why... This pass is a forgery. I know the top sergeant's signature. Why, thank you, sir. But I don't think I'd better go. Oh, you're broke. Well, I'll lend you some money. I can't take it, Sergeant. I owe too much money now. Thanks all the same, but I'd better stay in camp tonight. You mean he refused a chance to go into town? Exactly. He suspects something. He's a spy. If he won't spend the night on leave, he'll spend it in a hospital. See to it. Later. It's like this, Rogers. We're the champion squad of Camp Lehigh. Good shots, good marchers, good athletes. If you stick with us, you'll need a little training. There'll be boxing bouts later. Maybe you'd like to learn a little about how to fight. First, sample my left. No thanks. Without seeming to watch, Steve Rogers dodges the quick attack. I think a left jab is done like this. Ow! So he thinks he's tough, eh? Maybe if this old tree falls on him, he'll quiet down a little. The tree falls, and Steve is buried among the branches. Hurry! He's down. Throw some rocks on him. This makes a vacancy in the squad again. But as they exult over their victory, Captain America appears. Hiya, boys. Got buried treasure there? Chew on this rock for a while. No thanks. Here's something for you to digest. Ugh! Stand where you are, Captain America. Here's where you stop your snooping forever. But a fighting mad Bucky charges to the rescue. Oh no, you don't! Ah! You were just in time, Bucky. While they were gathering stones to pile on the tree, I crawled out and changed clothes. It's a mystery to them. Quick! A shortcut back to camp. It's up to us to dig up evidence. Back in the commanding general's office. Captain America, you seem to be on the trail of something serious. But we can't act against an entire squad without evidence. Probably you're right, sir. But isn't there something funny about them and the way they act? Only that they've suddenly become splendid soldiers. And they were always close friends. The whole squad went on leave together about 10 days ago, to the state capital. They left the camp, came back very efficient, and very mysterious. Goodbye, General. We've got a hard night's work ahead of us. Later, Cap and Bucky visit the Traveler's Aid Bureau. Why, yes, Captain America. 13 soldiers from Camp Lehigh came on the date you name. While they were asking what sights to see, a man in a long coat and bald head came along and... Long coat and bald head? That sounds like the guy who... Yes, I remember, Bucky. Go on, miss. What did he do? He recommended the Mariposa Cafe as a good place for soldiers to eat cheaply. They followed him there. Thank you. Come on, Bucky. We're heading for the Mariposa Cafe, Cap. They reach the Mariposa, and... We want to speak to the manager. No bummers allowed in here. Get out. Out, I tell you! Mach schnell! Why, you big lug! I'll... Hands off that boy! Suddenly, a shrill voice rings out. Yes, waiter! Hands off! My waiter didn't recognize the great Captain America. The Cafe Mariposa is honored. We're making inquiries about certain soldiers, Mr. Manager. Can we go somewhere and talk? In the manager's private office. Why, yes. A group of soldiers ate here on the date you mentioned. We gave them the best, and they left. Why do you stare, Captain America? I'm wondering if we haven't met before. I don't think so. Bucky acts quickly. Take off that wig. We know ya. That's him, all right. You're the murderer of that officer. I'm taking you to Camp Lehigh with me. But first, tell me the secret of that second squad. But the wily manager presses a hidden button on the wall behind him, which sends Cap and Bucky plunging into a dungeon below. All right, I'll show you where they are. What? Look, Cap, we've fallen into a dungeon. There are prisoners here, too. Jumpin' banana skins. The second squad. Yeah, that's us. But that's impossible. Why, I saw you myself winning competitions. In fact, I just left you in Camp Lehigh. You only saw our doubles. While we were held in this den of fifth columnist, men were sent to take our place at camp. This Mariposa Cafe is run by Herr Grotz, a big-shot Nazi. He drugged our food, shut us up in here. Meanwhile, a bunch of his agents, picked men, were made up to look like us, given our passes, and put in the army. A whole squad of enemy agents. What were they up to? I heard Grotz brag about that too. They're going to kill men all through Camp Lehigh. A murder wave. The country will be so shocked, it will cripple national morale. Meanwhile, upstairs, the waiters prepare to eliminate Cap and Bucky. Herr Gratz is gone. I am in charge. We will begin by killing our new captives. Of course. Have you thought of an amusing way of killing them? These sabers. We could test their sharpness and our skill on their bodies. Yeah, it's a good idea. I learned saber work at school in the fatherland. But no sooner do they reach the dungeon when all Hades breaks loose. When the smoke of battle clears away. Come on, Bucky. Grab their keys. Cap and Bucky proceed to release the imprisoned squad. Okay, boys. You can go home to Mama now. Captain America, Bucky, and the squad soon reach the manager's office. Out of here, before the cops arrive. Hello, police headquarters? Raid the Cafe Mariposa at once. It's a spy nest. Commandeering a truck, Captain America and Bucky rush the second squad back to Camp Lehigh. Reaching Camp Lehigh, Captain America, Bucky, and the squad rush toward the tent of the fake second squad, where they find Gratz and his disguised agents hatching a new plot. Come on, boys. Here they are. Gott in Himmel. Then begins a lively free-for-all. The fake squad and their leader are finally subdued. You could cool off now, mister. Later, Captain America gives his final order to the sergeant of the real second squad. See that those men are placed under a heavy guard until their trial. I'll do that. With a parting farewell, Cap and Bucky dash into the night. Well, my work's done. So long, boys. He left in a hurry. That's his way. Does his work and never waits for thanks. I wonder who he really is. A little later, in a nearby tent. Good night, Steve. Get some shut-eye, Bucky. That was a hard job. Captain America and the Feud Murders. Mountain Madness. A fight to the death between two families of fierce wild men. And Captain America must act quickly and bravely to prevent a wholesale shedding of blood that will shock a nation. A strange scene is taking place at Camp Lehigh, where two recruiters from the Southland meet, and I might have known that even the army couldn't keep me from being pestered by a low-down Rand. I got as much right in the army as you, Lee Cogger. So you know what you can do? Suddenly, fists fly, and the battle is witnessed by Private Steve Rogers and company mascot Bucky. Look at those two fools fighting. They'll land in the guardhouse. Let's stop 'em, eh, Steve? Let me at that no-good Chance Rand. Why, you low-flung cogger. You... Take it easy, boys. What's the trouble? It's like this, Steve. Us coggers always feuded with the Rands down south in the mountains in the old days. I thought it was all over. But I got a letter with no name saying that John Rand was enlisting to pull some no-good trick on me. That's a lie. And Steve Rogers ain't got the right to interfere. But before Rand can strike the Peacemaker, Bucky trips him. You little... Regaining his feet, the angry recruit leaps toward Bucky. You little swunk-up possum. Hey, lay off, or you'll take... a sock on the nose. Private Johns Rand staggers back, stiffens. He seems to be in deadly agony. Oh, ow. I must have crippled him harder than I thought. Now he'll let me alone. The hillbilly soldier sways drunkenly, then falls as Steve Rogers, Lee Cogger, and a military policeman rush to the scene. What happened, Steve? Rand looks hurt. Worse than that. He's dead. This knife, you recognize it? Why, yes. I'm afraid it's the knife the boys gave Bucky at his birthday party. But Bucky lent that knife to Cogger here. That's right. But I lost it. A likely story, boys. I'm arresting you both. And Bucky, too. Don't give me any arguments. Come on to the guardhouse. Hey, that gun. Run, Steve. I don't like what's coming off round here. With amazing swiftness, Steve Rogers leaps into his tent, where a startling transformation takes place. Well, Steve Rogers had better go into hiding after that trouble with the MP. Now Captain America takes over. Meanwhile, Bucky is overtaken and arrested. Yes, I fought Rand, only with my fists though. Sorry, Bucky, but you were the only person near enough to jab a knife into him. Come along with us. It's a mystery and a scandal. Rand died instantly. Cogger has deserted. Rogers nowhere to be found. Cogger will probably head south to his mountains. At least we have that boy Bucky in the guardhouse. He'll have to stand trial. Cap! You're still in the clear? Yes, Bucky. And I'm going to get you out of this. I know you're not a knife fighter. This is some sort of frame-up. So don't worry, kid. I have a hunch. I'll be gone a few days. Hunting. Hunting a rat in the feud country. Don't go away until you hear from me, kid. And so, fate plays another one of her little pranks. For while Captain America zooms off to the mountains in his huge, high-powered speedster, just ahead of him, riding a freight car, is Private Lee Cogger. While the news broadcasters pick up the yarn and play it up for all its sensational press value. Plenty excitement over that fight and killing at Camp Lehigh, folks. The dead man is Johns Rand of the famous Feuding Mountain clan. One of the men who disappeared is of the rival faction, the Coggers. The news sweeps into the small towns of the southern states, where it is transmitted to the very depths of the fantastic hill country, where the strong men of the two families arm for trouble. The feud's bustin' out, boys. Us coggers'll fight them low-livin' rands till one side is plumb wiped out. Look, Uncle Forrest, coming up the hill. Dog my buttons. It's Nephew Lee. Just in time, son. Get a gun and help us fight the rands. No, Uncle Forrest. I came all this way to warn you. This new trouble isn't what it seems. I know something. But before the soldier can tell his tale, a knife whizzes from a thicket. Oh! Cousin Lee died quick. Wait, who's that stranger? I followed your relative here. I want to help solve. So you followed him, did you? I reckon you're the killer then. As Captain America speaks, a cogger aims his gun. But... You fools! I came here to help. But if I have to fight, stand back, boys. I'll take care of him. Okay, Uncle Forrest. If you're champ out here, let's see how good you are. Over the fence, and you're out. Captain America leaves in a hail of buckshot in quest of more evidence. Those lardheads wouldn't let me explain. Say, strange feller, are the coggers after you too? Captain America is led to a southern mountain shack by his new acquaintance. Colonel Rand, this here's Captain America. He done knocked the blocks off of them coggers. Congratulations, sir. I take it you're on our side in this feud. I'm on neither side. I think you're both being tricked into violence. Maybe so. But if those coggers start trouble, we'll finish it. Don't you see? One person has been killed on either side. Some outsider is still stirring you up for some unknown reason. There may be something to what you say, sir. But, just as Captain America is persuading Colonel Rand. Hey! I'm being bushwhacked! Drusilla! Guard that spy who tried to throw us off guard. Come on, men. After them coggers. I'll do it, Grandpa. Believe me, young lady. I came here to save blood, not to shed it. I won't listen. Quiet, or I'll plug you. Hello, Drusilla. Folks away? Why, Mr. Briner, I'm all alone, guarding this foreigner. Your face is very familiar. Haven't I met you up north? Perhaps. I'm a new resident hereabouts. While the new stranger flatters Drusilla, Captain America makes his break. Drusilla, you look prettier all the time. Here's my chance to get away. Now to try and stop the feud. Speeding to stop the battle, the mighty Captain America stumbles. What a wallop. This rock did it. And it's bauxite. This place is rich with bauxite, the finest deposit of aluminum ore I ever saw. This gives me another clue. Our scene changes to a lonely spot in Raccoon Gulch. Split into two parties, fire upon both clans, and lead them here. Then they'll wipe each other out. Huh. The two men leave as the leader produces a hidden telephone. Hello, Central. Give me the Chief of State Police. But at that moment, two strong hands break the telephone wire. Ah! The phone went dead. I broke your wire, just as I'll smash your plot. You! Captain America! Yes, I broke your wire, because you wanted the police to help you rob both clans, Mr. George Briner. You're crazy. Anyway, I'm stopping your meddling right now. The gun speaks, aimed squarely at Captain America. But his bulletproof shield wards off the missiles of death. Take this from the only neutral resident in these parts. No thanks. Your gun gives you away. You had it when you masqueraded as a military policeman at Camp Lehigh. Lee Cogger recognized that it wasn't an army gun. The human being doesn't exist who can withstand the charge of Captain America. That's why he socked you, then headed home to tell his family a strange truth. You're crazy! Ugh! Crazy, am I? The presence of a fake MP meant that it was you killed Johns Rand. With a knife. Like you threw a knife to kill Lee Cogger before he could warn his family. In the struggle, Captain America finds himself in a dangerous situation. Now, I have you where I want you, Captain America. At the very brink, Briner gains a handhold as Captain America plunges into the abyss. Wow, what a drop! Two steel arms reach out, clawing, clutching at a hanging bough. If I miss this grab, goodbye. But unflinching is his grasp, and unerring his aim. So far, so good. Saved from disastrous fate by his iron control, the mighty crime fighter rises from the ground, ready for new action. It's a good thing that branch broke my fall. Now to stop Briner in that feud, once and for all. But meanwhile, Briner has recovered and is talking to his men. Captain America is still alive. He will interfere with our plans. Therefore, he must die. Now. Nearby, Captain America watches Briner and his men closely. Alright, don't make a noise, but look around. What? Bucky? But you were shut up in the guardhouse. I came down to help, Cap. I've been trailing you for hours. That guardhouse was made to hold big men. I was small enough to squeeze through the bars. Captain America and Bucky storm into battle. Let's give these heels some trouble. Bucky leads off with a blow that would do credit to a boxer. Then the famous Captain America surges forth. Here's some feuding you didn't expect. Upsi-daisy. Yahoo! Looks like we've stopped him, Bucky. Yeah, all except Briner. He's getting away. Briner has deserted his unlucky followers, heading toward the approaching Rands. Captain America is winning every trick, but I'll get him this time. Finally, the Rands sight Briner. Look, that's Mr. Briner, coming from the direction of the Coggers. I came to warn you. Briner tells a lie. That Captain America has a bunch of city gangsters on your path. Better attack before he does. Shoot on sight. Kill the whole bunch. Briner leads the Rands to where Captain America and Bucky mopped up his gang. They must be behind that thicket. Fire! Fill them full of lead. The thicket is filled with red, hot lead. Where are those gangsters, Briner? Why, they were right here a minute ago. Captain America has marched the captives in the opposite direction. I see the Cogger crowd up ahead, Bucky. You're right, Cap. There's that stranger with some friends. I'll drill him, huh? Hold your fire. He's not armed. Wants to say something. If you have anything to say, then talk fast. These men will talk. They were brought here to damage you and the Rands. What's this all about? We ain't rats. We don't snitch, see? You'd better save yourselves by helping clean this up. Briner ran off and left you to take the blame, didn't he? Convinced, the prisoners tell their story. And Briner figured we'd all get rich on the aluminum when the two families were killed from the feud. Captain America, I was wrong to suspicion you. Let me thank you and ask your advice. My advice is to meet the Rands on friendly terms. Come on. As Colonel Rand is questioning Briner, Captain America, the Coggers, and prisoners approach the scene. Let me and the rest of us do some explaining, Colonel Rand. What the? The prisoners repeat the confession. Peace is then declared between the Coggers and the Rands. Forrest, we've been fools. We're friends from now on. Amen to that. Forever. Things look good, eh, Bucky? And how, Cap? Briner, half forgotten, makes one last murderous attempt to kill Captain America. Look out, Cap! Why, it's the same type of knife that killed John Rand and Lee Cogger. A well-aimed hurl of his shield stops the fleeing crook. Then, Captain America executes the finishing touch. His knife throwing proves that he killed Lee Cogger and John Rand. We'll send him to Canyon City for the trial. Off to camp again. That's the finish of Briner, Cap. Yes, and perhaps his fate will be a lesson to others. Well, Rogers, while you were gone, that killing case was solved by Captain America. You two can start peeling potatoes. You're AWOL. Uh-oh. Here it comes again. And so ends another adventure of Captain America, Defender of the Nation, with many more to come. Hurricane. Story by Stan Lee. Presenting Hurricane, Master of Speed, and Speedy Scriggles in A Life at Stake. Watch the Speed King and his little friend as they battle an unknown killer, while an innocent girl's life hangs perilously in the balance. Now read the next page. As our story opens, Hurricane and Speedy are out for a walk. Walking ought to make you reduce, Speedy. But I want to keep my boyish figure, boss. Home, Pierre. Boy, boss, look at that peachy car. And the girl ain't bad either. But as the car starts to leave, a shot rings out, and the driver falls back, dead. The car speeds on, with no one at the wheel. Ugh! Oh, Pierre! In a burst of speed, Hurricane zooms after the uncontrolled car. Hey, boss! No fair! You had a head start. That man must have had a comet in the seat of his pants. Boy, was he fast. Look out! Yow! I've got to reach that car in time. Wow. Made it. Hurricane parks the car safely. Lady, I don't know who you are, but someone is out to kill you. You need a new chauffeur, and I'm the guy. The next day, Hurricane, as Harry Kane, chauffeur, calls for the young lady, Miss Gray, with her car. Here I am, Miss Gray. Right on time. Yes, I see. And, oh, look who's coming. Good morning, Miss Gray. Hello, chauffeur. Why, Speedy, all dressed up as a footman. As they drive away, another car follows them. Someone's following us. They've got guns. The pursuing car pulls up alongside. Give 'em the works. But moving faster than the eye can follow, Hurricane catches the bullets and tosses them harmlessly aside. Don't be afraid, Miss Gray. Wow. The shock is too much for the girl, who faints as Hurricane prepares for action. Drive Miss Gray back, Speedy. I'm going after those punks. Hurricane, the Speed Master, leaps. Now, Speedy decides to disobey Hurricane's orders. I don't see why I have to go back while Hurricane does the fighting. I think I'll follow him. Meanwhile, in the thug's car, a flashing hand reaches and yanks out the steering wheel. Yipes! A ghost! Without its wheel, the car goes out of control and lands against a tree. The thugs step out and come toward Hurricane with hatred in their glaring eyes. Kill him! Uh-oh. They have Tommy guns. But they won't have a chance to use them. The Speedmaster makes short work of the thugs. Unseen by Hurricane, one of the thugs sneaks up behind him. But Speedy Scriggles to the rescue. Oh no you don't! Why you little punk! I'll teach you a thing or two. Oof. And this'll teach you. Hurricane charges like an angry tiger. The crime fighter questions one of the thugs. Speak up now. Why did you try to kill Miss Gray? Who is your leader? I let go my collar, and I'll tell you. The criminal confesses. It's her cousin Lou Gray. He'll inherit the fortune which was left to her if she dies. Thanks. That's all I wanted to know. Oh, this is terrible. If Louis DeLug could see me now. Yow! She's laying an egg on my head! Speedily putting on his chauffeur's uniform, Hurricane carries Speedy to the car. What happened? We had a, slight accident, Miss Gray. Speedy hurt himself. Oh, you poor man. We'll rush you to a hospital right away. Where am I? On your way to a doctor, Speedy. In a hurry. Take your time. There's no hurry. I'm in, good hands. Why, you little bluffer. Drive us to my townhouse, Hurricane. I want to visit my cousin. So do I. Off speeds the car to the home of Miss Florence Gray. Ah, here we are. If you don't mind, Miss Gray, I'd like to meet your cousin. Why, hello, Florence. I, wasn't expecting you. Who's this? Hello, Lou. This is, Harry Kane, my new chauffeur. Well, come in, and make yourselves at home. Mr. Gray, I've a question I'd like to ask you. Yes? Go ahead. Why did you try to have Florence Gray killed? What? We know all about you. One of your men confessed. Now we'll take you to the Ow! You little fool! Take this! You won't get away! Oh no! Knowing that his murderous plan has been discovered, Lou Gray attempts a desperate getaway. Hurricane crashes through a cellar door to find Gray at an electric panel board. Stop! One step further and I'll pull this switch. Don't, you fool! That looks like a dynamite discharge switch. Too late to save him. I've got to get Flo and Speedy out of here. Poor Speedy. Quick! We've got to get out of here. The house is going to blow up. Just then, Speedy awakes. Blow up? Yow! With only seconds before the entire house explodes, Hurricane rushes through the house with his added burdens. Whee! Boy, you're going faster than a subway express. And the Speedmaster beats the clock just as the house is blown to bits. Okay, we're safe now. How horrible to think that my own cousin... Let's forget about it, Florence. What are you doing tonight? Uh-oh. Here we go again. There'll be a swell new surprise for you in this space next issue. Don't miss it. Signed, Speedy. Father Time battles the scourge of crime. Story by Neil Natz. Crime is, and always will be, the deadliest thorn in the flesh of mankind. Yet, there are men who devote their entire lives to the stamping out of the evil web spun by master criminals. Such a man is Father Time, crime fighter. Follow him now as he attempts to stop Midvale's scourge of crime. Our story opens with a bang. It's election day in the city of Midvale, and the streets are filled with shouting, teeming, excited voters. Vote for Bryant. We want Bryant. Bryant for DA. Tom Bryant, independent candidate for office of district attorney, gives an inspiring speech to a crowd of enthusiastic listeners. And if I am elected, I promise to rid the city of the racketeers and criminals who now infest it. I promise to give you a clean government. In the audience, listening attentively, sits Larry Scott, personal friend of Tom Bryant's. Tom is a cinch to be elected. The voters are fed up with crooked administrations. Also, in the audience, sit two men. One is Pete Drew, the present DA, and the other is Nails Wrigley, crime boss of Midvale City. Drew, we gotta do something about this. That Brian is liable to get elected, and then you'll be out. Don't worry, Nails. I've got a little scheme that should fix my opponent for good. I'll just give one of my boys a signal. Now watch. At the signal from the sneaky Drew, one of Drew's thugs tosses a tomato at Bryant. Down with Bryant! Vote for Drew! In a moment, the hall is filled with riotous, battling fists, as a battle royale starts between Bryant's supporters and Drew's thugs. Pandemonium reigns. In a moment, mild Larry Scott changes into the costume of the dreaded Father Time, mighty battler of evil. Uh-oh. I was afraid of this. Father Time had better take a hand. Ah, and here's the innocent little tomato thrower. Father Time administers some of the punishment for which he is famous. Meanwhile, on the speaker's platform, here's where the boss gets rid of Bryant for good. Gentlemen! After hitting a bystander on the head with a piece of lead pipe, Nails thrusts the pipe into Bryant's hand. Here, pal. Here's a present for you. What? The next morning, candidate Bryant accused of fracturing man's skull in campaign riot. In Drew's apartment, the crooked DA and his hireling gloat over last night's work. Bryant jailed. Haha. Good work, Nails. Bryant will never be elected now. He may even get a stiff jail term. Hey, boss. And the election's tomorrow. If Bryant can't clear himself by then, he's all washed up. It's in the bag for me. At the same time, in his room, Larry Scott also ponders about the Tom Bryant case. So, Tom Bryant's accused of hitting the fellow with a piece of pipe, is he? What rot! Tom would never do a thing like that. Larry waits until night draws around, and then... But if Tom isn't cleared by tonight, he'll lose the election. There's only one thing to do. Larry Scott leaves his apartment and steals into the night as Father Time. Once again shall Father Time bring justice to the innocent and vengeance upon the evildoer. Tonight, my scythe shall sweep the saga of guilt from the name of Tom Bryant. Only one man would have framed Tom like this. I must see the evil Pete Drew. Using his scythe as a vaulting pole, muscles of steel catapult Father Time toward Drew's window. This is the house. Now, enter Father Time. Well, Nails, a few more hours till morning, and then the suckers will be going to the polls to vote for us. That's right, boss. At that second, in crashes Father Time. No, Nails, that's not quite right. Suffering codfish? What do you want? I've come to see justice done. You must have Bryant freed. Oh yeah? First I'll take care of you. The mighty Father Time springs into action before Nails can pull the trigger. I'll match a good right to the jaw against a gun anytime. Swinging his scythe faster than the eye can follow, Father Time makes it impossible for the crooked politician to fire his gun. Now I don't want any trouble from you either. While you play around with that scythe, Drew, I'll tie up Nails so he won't annoy us when he wakes up. I'll get you for this, Father Time. Relentlessly, remorsefully, Father Time advances upon the cowarding Drew. Now, Drew, I want a written confession from you saying Bryant is innocent and that you framed him. No, I'll never sign that. Recovering from Father Time's blow, Nails shouts advice to his boss. Don't sign, boss. Hold out a few minutes longer and it'll be morning, and the election will have begun. A few more minutes, and my blade shall find its mark. Drew, make your choice. Now. The cowardly criminal can stand the strain no longer, and finally gives in. No, I'll sign. It was Nails who hit the man, not me. I'll confess to everything. Only give me a break. And so, a few seconds later, Drew writes and signs the confession with the dread figure of Father Time hovering over him. The next afternoon, in the county jail. You are a free man, Mr. Bryant. Also, you have been elected by a tremendous majority to the office of District Attorney. Congratulations. You owe many thanks to Father Time, who brought Drew, the real criminal, to justice. Daily Star. Bryant freed. Drew jailed. So, Bryant was elected. Good. That fool Drew didn't realize that I wouldn't have harmed him with my scythe, but I know that his cowardice would force a confession. And once again, justice has triumphed. Captain America combats the Symphony of Terror. Let the notes of horror ring out. Let the players play their roles of doom. The curtain rises on a stage set in mystery as Captain America and Bucky enact the leading parts of terror. Morden Friend, manager of the Grand Opera Company, receives a note with a very ominous meaning. Is anything wrong, sir? Is it that letter the postman just brought? Yes. Listen to this. If you value your life, don't allow Richard Thomas to sing tonight. Pah! It's just a crank letter. I'll ignore it. That will be all, Miss Hale. Yes, sir. 1 hour later. Morden Friend stares in surprise as the first footfalls of doom pad softly into his office. What are you doing in my office? You know why I'm here. It seems you took my warning as a joke. Well, it isn't. Ugh! His ghastly work done, the devil leaves through a window. Hearing the pistol shot, Miss Hale rushes in Friend's room and discovers his body. What happened? Oh. Hello, police department. There's been a murder at the Grand Opera House. It was Morden Friend. Please hurry. Inspector Gribbin and Detective Finnegan soon arrive with a detail from the homicide squad. Where's the murder? Yep. Here's the body. Are you sure that nobody entered Friend's room after he received that threatening letter? No, sir. I'll bet she did it, Chief. She's a shifty-looking dame. Shut up. I'm thinking. Was this window open before the murder? I'm positive that it was closed. You see, Mr. Friend was very sensitive to draft. Besides, this office is air-conditioned. But what about the opera tonight? And Mr. Thomas? Everything goes on as scheduled. I got a hunch the killer's gonna be present. And so will I. We. With the arrival of the coroner, Inspector Gribbin and his aide set to work on the murderer's trail. I never been to an opera, Chief. Is it something like vaudeville? At Camp Lehigh, Private Steve Rogers and mascot Bucky Barnes also plan an evening at the opera. Do we have to go to the opera, Steve? Don't worry, kid. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, we can't disappoint Morden Friend. It was real swell of him to send us those free tickets. Shortly before curtain time, the Opera Faust promises to be a sellout. What a classy crowd, Steve. Say, there's Inspector Gribbin and his sidekick. Yeah. But what are they doing at the opera? They don't go out for that sort of stuff. I'll bet something's cooking, Cap. Steve and Bucky find their seats are in the front row. Gee, these are swell seats, Bucky. You bet. Shh. The curtain's going up for the first act. The principal singers, Richard Thomas, Lily Renaud, and Henry Defarge, are warmly received by an appreciative audience. Richard Thomas sings one of the opera's famous arias. Suddenly, a loud, mocking laugh fills the opera house, drowning out the music and singing. Ha 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 ha! I warned you not to sing! Now die! A shot echoes through the opera house. Richard Thomas clutches his chest and collapses on the stage. Come on, Bucky. Let's get to the bottom of this. Okay, Steve. Inspector Gribbin, meanwhile, reaches the murder victim on the stage. He's dead. I should have stopped him from singing tonight. 2 killings. First, Mort Friend, and now Richard Thomas. I must get the killer before he strikes again. Did you hear that, Steve? Morton Friend is dead too. Yes, I heard. I'll get that murderer, if it's the last thing I do. Finnegan's suspicious glance rests on Henry Defarge, who sang the role of Mephisto, the devil. I'll bet he done it, Chief. He looks like a sneaky character. Shut up. Miss Renaud is in no condition to be questioned. May I take her to her room? All right. But be sure you're both around when I want you. Poor Richard. Listen, Finnegan. I want a squad of picked men sent here at once. Right, Chief. This soldier will act as a policeman until they arrive. After Finnegan leaves to phone headquarters, Gribbin talks to Steve and Bucky. If I could only find a motive for these killings. Why didn't the killer want Richard Thomas to sing tonight? Why did he kill a nice guy like Morton Friend? I can't believe that Mort had an enemy in the world. Finnegan ambles back from his phone call. The boys are on their way, Chief. Wait till I catch that killer. Shooting a man in the back. Shut up. He wasn't shot in the back. He was shot in the chest. Why, if he was shot in the chest, the murderer must have been in front of the footlights. You're right. What a chump I've been. The conductor. Quick, after that conductor. Right, Chief. Oops. Stay here, Bucky. Once more, Steve and Bucky remove their army uniforms to resume their identity as Captain America and Bucky. Now the fun begins, Cap? Finnegan tripped over something. Let's see what it was. I thought so. Finnegan tripped over this trap door. See? Let's climb down. Cap and Bucky descend into a room beneath the stage. I'll see if I can find a light switch, Bucky. I found it, Cap. That mysterious voice must have come from a public address system, which I suspect is hidden in this room. Here it is. And it's quite a setup, too. Boy, a microphone and everything. The conductor and the dame are gone. I shouldn't have let them out of me sight. Say, where's the soldier? And the kid? Hearing voices on the stage, Cap and Bucky find another door in the room below and make a hurried exit. Quick, put out the lights. Let's get out of here. The 2 crime fighters emerge into a cellar passageway beneath the old opera house. Where do we go from here, Cap? You've got me there, Bucky. Suddenly, A woman's scream breaks the tomb-like silence. Eek! Jumpin' Jupiter! Captain America and Bucky charge to the rescue. Come on, let's go, Bucky. Where to, Cap? Where's Lily Renaud? Go to Papa, baby. The conductor struggles vainly in Captain America's iron grip. Where's the girl? Talk fast. Don't hit me. She's gone. He carried her away. Who carried her away? Mephisto, the devil. He was going to kill her. She screamed. Then he heard you coming and carried her out that door. It must have been Henry Defarge. He plays Mephisto in the opera. Let's go, Bucky. Shucks. I thought the maestro did it. Captain America and Bucky descend into a dismal underground tunnel beneath the opera house. This must be an old abandoned passageway or something. It's sure a creepy place. Meanwhile, in the room above. Hey you! Where's the girl? Yeah, you're a sneaky looking mug. Ow! It started all over again. In the tunnel, Cap and Bucky find their course becomes more hazardous. Easy, kid. This tunnel's taking a sharp drop. Look, there's a light up ahead. Gosh, do you think... A plaintive melody drifts through the eerie passage. Someone's singing. It's Lily Renaud. What are we waiting for, Cap? In a nearby room. Sing, sing, just for me, my pretty one. Just for me. In despair, the prima donna falls to her knees, pleading for her life. If I can't have you, no one shall. No, no. Prepare to die, Lily Renaud. At that moment, Cap and Bucky tear into the chamber. Yahoo! What the? Mephisto empties his gun at Captain America, whose shield wards off the deadly bullets. Bucky nails Mephisto with a flying tackle. But Mephisto proves to be a nimble foe. Mephisto moves swiftly as he meets Captain America with a swinging fist. Take that, Mr. Blue Suit! Pretty neat timing, buddy. Let me show you some more. No, let me show you. Captain America's terrible blow discourages Mephisto from continuing the battle. He dashes to escape. After him, Bucky. Mephisto suddenly finds himself caught between two fires. There's our man. Come on, boys. Desperately, Mephisto charges into Cap and Bucky, bowling them over, and the devil plunges back into the room. Gangway! Ow! Hey, take it easy. Mephisto leaps for the chandelier. Look, Cap, he thinks he's a bird. Not so fast, pal. I'm an eagle. Captain America's flying form hits Mephisto before he could swing to safety. The battlers fall to the floor in a fighting flurry of arms and legs. Hey! Mephisto, desperate and panting heavily, attempts another escape. That guy's as slippery as an eel. Mephisto runs out into the tunnel and starts to climb a steel ladder that reaches beyond the tunnel. He's a tough customer, all right. We're still after you, chum. Meanwhile, Inspector Gribbin burst into the room below to discover Lily Renaud. Why, there's the missing dame. Which way did the killer go? That way. Up the ladder. Gribbin, followed by the police, scrambles up the ladder. Follow me, men. Finnegan, hot on the scent, is not to be left behind. Hey, wait for me. At that moment, Mephisto emerges from a trap door somewhere in the opera house. Cap and Bucky follow close on his heels as they come through the same trap door seconds later. Gosh, we're in the opera house again. Backstage. To their surprise, Andre Defarge, dressed as Mephisto, walks calmly toward them. Well, if it isn't Captain America, I've read a lot about you. What the? Let's get him, Cap. Got you this time, sweetheart. Cap and Bucky interrupt Defarge by swinging into action. What's the meaning of this? I was just going to my dressing room. Oh yeah? Tell it to Gribbin. Look out, Cap! What? Wow, there's two of them. Come on, let's get him. Gribbin and his force tear in at this tense moment. I got him, Chief. He looks sneaky. What? Again? Start talking, you rat. What's the use? In the meantime, Cap and Bucky face the real killer. Back, you pigs, or I'll kill you. With a savage heave, Mephisto throws the steel pike. Got you this time. Bucky leaps on Mephisto's back and tears off his mask. Take off that false face. You don't scare us. Captain America suddenly shouts a warning to Bucky. Look out, Bucky! He's got a knife! I'm going to cut you to pieces! Say, I never saw you before. Cap intervenes with a terrific wallop to Mephisto's stomach. What's the matter, Satan? Stomach trouble? Captain America lands a crusher blow, which crumbles Mephisto like paper. Hiya, Inspector. I got your killer for you. Who are you, anyway? I'm Jacques Laval. I knew Lily Renaud before she came to America from France. I was in love with her, but she wouldn't have me. I followed her to America and discovered she was in love with Richard Thomas. So I killed him. I killed Mort Friend because he suspected my plot. Suddenly, Laval bowls over his captor and makes a break to escape. Stop him! He'll get away! But a policeman's unerring aim writes a grim finish to Laval's bloody career. Well, this'll save the state the expense of a trial. Cap and Bucky take their leave of the startled law officers. Well, here's where we came in. So long, Inspector. So long, boys. That was great work. Gee, that Captain America. What a man. The next morning in camp, Steve Rogers and Bucky are cleaning their rifles. You know, Cap, I sort of feel sorry for that mug Laval. Shh, here comes the Sarge. Nothing to do but gossip, eh? Captain America was out rounding up a killer, while you... Well, gee, Sarge, we can't all be as good as Captain America. The end.